had a nightmare earlier this week. Well, I say nightmare, but I realise now it was more like a vision. A vision of the horrors yet to progress. I was alone in my house, like I am every day of the week, because my mum has to go to work. My best friend Emmy was meant to be coming over for the day, so I sat in my room waiting for her. It wasn't long until I peered out my bedroom window and noticed her mum's car parked outside my drive. I then heard 3 loud, deliberate knocks on my front door. Assuming it was Emmy, I proceeded to chuck my keys out of the window for her, to unlock the door and just let herself in. However, as the person I'd let in was walking up the stairs towards my room, Emmy was only just walking up my drive. I realised my fate and sat on my bed waiting to be confronted by the unknown entity. I began to cry, my heart pounding in my chest. The entity reached my bedroom door just as Emmy reached the front. I heard her knock desperately and shout my name, as if she knew I was in danger. The doorknob for my room began to twist. Slowly. It clicked open and the door began to widen. As I saw it, but it wasn't what I expected. I thought I would have witnessed a grown man with a weapon of some sort, but no. This thing was nothing of reality. This thing showed no compassion, no mercy. It just stared. Stared straight at me, as if right into my soul. I began to choke with fear while still crying. It rose its long, skinny, shadowy fingers to its grey, thin, blood-stained lips, and simply told me, "Shh." I was stricken silent with fear. I could still hear Emmy's desperate bangs and calls of my name, but they seemed to be getting quieter, more distant. The entity was taking me away from reality, making me distance myself from sanity and the ones I love. It stepped further into my room, and I began to notice in one detail what the entity looked like. It wasn't much taller than me, though much skinnier. Inhumanly skinny, in fact. Its face was something not of this world. Eyes non-existent. Only deep, black holes, like gateways to eternal slumber and death. Hair as grey as storm clouds that reached the floor and draped over each shoulder, covering most of its body. I could no longer hear Emmy. Whether she had given up, gone to get help, or if this was the work of whatever was now at the foot of my bed, was completely unclear to me. It stared. Just stared. And I stared back, in pure silence. It moved so quickly towards the side of my bed, as if it had jumped or teleported. It was now within reaching distance of me, its face less than 2 feet away from mine. But still, all we did was stare. Until its face seemingly began to melt. Its whole face elongated, its lips disappeared and jaw opened wider and wider, revealing the most disgusting, rotting sharp teeth. I realised this was it, as the entity let out a shrill noise, nothing to ever be made by human, animal, or even machine, and lunged for my neck. I woke up. Like I said before, I said nightmare, but no. I realise now it was a vision, a warning perhaps, Or maybe I was just made to be frightened before its arrival. Now, as the person I let in is walking up my stairs towards my room, Emmy is only just walking up my drive. I know it's time. I know this is reality, but there's no harm in wishing that I wake up again.